We are doing Degrassi season 11 season review. Not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna get right into it. Degrassi season 11 had 45 episodes, so this season was even more longer than season 10. Even though I do feel like I prefer season 11 over season 10 because I feel like they have more episodes that I like more and more storylines in this season that I enjoyed a lot more than season 10. I just feel like season 11 had more filler in it. And they still were giving characters like Riley a lot of storylines that I didn't really care about. I even forgot to mention him in season 10 because I feel like Riley is a character who I just feel like overstayed their welcome. But season 10 had, like, not season 10, Riley overstayed his welcome. But season 11 had storylines that I really liked. I liked the whole Dave and Adam storyline with Dave, finding out that Adam was trans and not understanding why he wants to be a guy if he was born a girl. I liked the whole gang storyline with Drew and Bianca. I loved the whole Jenna and Casey baby storyline with them giving the baby up for adoption. I enjoyed all of that. Only thing I was not a fan of in season 11 personally, I didn't like how for the whole first half that they gave like Eli's whole obsession with Claire like the main storyline. I feel like they could have did more with that. I feel like to me, I feel like you didn't have to use, how can I say this? You didn't have to use Eli being still in love with Claire for a reason for him having a bipolar disorder. I feel like when season 11 premiered, you should have off top addressed that something was wrong with him because when he came out of school, he was taking antidepressants, right? Which is why he didn't have any emotions and things like that. Kind of made him like a zombie or kind of like a robot because that's what medication does. I feel like in season 11, you should have off top like addressed that Eli just found out over break that he has a bipolar disorder and he's taking antidepressants to help him maintain his health. Instead, Claire in a Love Game episode, let's see if I'm pronouncing this right. Yes, in a Love Game episode, she gets mad at Eli because he doesn't want to remember their relationship a few months back. But it's like, girl, I'm not remembering our relationship due to my health, due to my mental. You want me to go through everything that happened in our relationship to what? To try to break me down, to try to make me remember when it's like I'm doing it to protect my sanity. So it's like you have to kind of blame Claire for why he stopped taking his pills and wanted to get her back because pretty much in episode 3 of For Love Game, she kind of confessed and still being in love with him and that how it kind of like made her angry that he didn't want to remember their relationship. So then when he does want to get back together with her, she done already moved on. She getting with Jake and she's mad at Eli because he's trying to win her back. Girl, after you done made that whole dramatic ass scene about him not trying to remember your relationship, how you gonna get mad at him because he wants to get back together with you? I wasn't a fan of them making like Eli be obsessed with Claire. I feel like from the beginning they should have focused on him having a bipolar disorder. Instead, you wait to the second half to focus on that, and you did it in the most terrible way by making it seem like, oh, anything ticks him off, anything makes him crazy. I just wasn't a fan of that shit. I just didn't like the way they wrote his diagnosis. They should have did it in a better way. In the Claire and Jake relationship, don't even get me started on that. That shit was a complete waste of time, disgusting. Don't even know why they even did that. You could have put Claire with somebody who wasn't her fucking stepbrother. Again, like I always said, this is not Lifetime. They should not have done that. The whole step sibling idea was given that the writers watched a Lifetime movie and they thought, why not put it in the show? Leave that shit out of it. They could have made Jake a new guy at Degrassi. She found him attractive and they dated for a little bit of time. That's it. Making it a whole step sibling thing. Yes, it had drama to it, but at the end of the day, it just was disgusting to me. It just was just disgusting. I was not a fan of that storyline at all. And their relationship was just a waste of time because literally they just will put them together and break them up. Stupid. Dumb, dibbity dum dum. Dumb as fuck. Anything else in this season I did not care for. Did not care for Drew and Katie's relationship. I know a lot of people like to say this is his best relationship. Like I said, Drew's best relationship is with Bianca. Period. Point blank. Dot dot dot. I don't want to keep having to repeat myself when it comes to this shit anymore. Bianca is his best fucking relationship. Why the fuck are we even still talking about what best bitch was the best one look like in a relationship for him? It's Bianca. Let's be honest. Drew was at his absolute best when he was with Bianca. Any other bitch he was with, it didn't get any screen time. You didn't get any material to really care for the relationship. So I did not care for Drew and Katie's relationship at all. I did enjoy Katie's drug storyline. Only thing is, I wish they would have gave it to a character I could have cared more for. Them giving it to Katie, I didn't care for because it's like up until season 11, I just realized she was going to Degrassi. And I think she was in season 10 if I'm not mistaken. Or she might have just been, she probably came to Degrassi in season 11. I don't know, who the fuck knows. But I feel like, I don't know, I just didn't care for Katie. That's really all I can really say. I just didn't care for her. Even though I did enjoy her drug storyline, and I feel like she did act her ass off, I just feel like she was a character in Degrassi that I never really cared for. Like, a lot of her episodes I skipped in season 11. The B plots were fucking terrible in season 11. Holy shit. Don't even get me started on the B plots. Y'all heard me whenever I made an episode review. Them B plots were fucking horrendous. Fucking horrendous. Fucking horrendous. It's like they didn't even think what to do for a B plot. And it's like the B plot wasn't even all that good, or the A plot was not that great either. Like, don't get me wrong, I fuck with season 11 way more than season 10. But season 11 does have a lot of filler in it. Not gonna cap. They'll do something where they do a really hot episode, and then the next episode is boring as hell. They gave the singers a little way too much screen time in this season. Again, don't care for Sav, don't care for Holly J, don't care for Anya. Don't even know why the fuck these characters still here. They overstayed their welcome. What else happened in this season? Dave and Allie got back together. Dave had some really good episodes with that girl he had a one-night stand with. Smash Into You. Really love those episodes. I really, really love the Casey and Jenna baby storyline in this season. This to me was their storyline in season 11 was the top storyline in this season. I think other than the Casey and Jenna storyline, the gang storyline was another storyline I really fucking liked, because the premiere really set the tone for this season. Even though I do feel like the gang storyline kind of had like more of a background in season 11 back when I rewatched it, it definitely did, because like I said, they did the first 2 episodes with the gang storyline, and then they don't do it again until episode 5. They don't pick up on it, and then it's like, so it kept getting like derailed, like it was a green light and a red light with the gang storyline. But when they would pick back up onto it, I didn't have a problem with it, because I did fuck with the gang storyline. But I do feel like Jenna and Casey's baby storyline was definitely the top storyline in this season. That storyline had everything. It had drama, it had emotion, it had everything. I don't think any storyline in season 11 really tops Casey and Jenna's storyline. Rent was due. They both acted their asses off. Casey wasn't shit. Period. You do get introduced to new characters like Imogen. Never cared for Imogen. The fucking freshmen get introduced into this season. I feel like they had really shitty storylines. The freshmen had really shitty storylines. And I feel like they could have did more with them, in my opinion. The only thing I really liked from the freshmen was that they did show us a glimpse of what Maya and Zig are going to be in the future. But Tristan and Tori didn't care for their characters at all. Tristan was a character who got introduced in season 11, and his character never, ever did anything in this show for me. Never. His character never did nothing for me in here. Never did anything for me in Degrassi Next Class. I was thinking of doing a Degrassi Next Class series review, but because I know in my episodes, or in one of my reviews, I said I was going to review those seasons as well. But I feel like since it's been months since I watched Next Class, I kind of don't remember what kind of happened in them. So unfortunately, that won't be happening. But with Tristan, he was a character who just never did shit. Not in Degrassi Next Generation, not in Next Class. He just never did nothing. So didn't care for his character. Allie character was obsessed with gambling in this season. That's what you all gotta say about that. Allie character was obsessed with gambling. I feel like with Allie, there were really times they should have did more. They could have did more with her character. Like, I think there should have been moments where they gave her character individual storylines instead of always doing something with a boyfriend. Because to me, I hated how in her poker storyline, how everybody tried to make it seem like, oh, Dave was being an asshole because he caught her police on her poker game. She's doing something illegal. What the hell do you mean? And then for y'all to say, oh, he didn't want to be with Ellie while she was in summer camp because she was gonna be far away. It's kind of like, yeah, this summer it just shows that Allie always kind of never really treated Dave right. She kind of from the beginning since season 11 treated that nigga like shit, for real, for real. And that's why I always felt like he deserved more. Allie, you and him have the whole summer to spend time together, and you want to spend it in some fucking summer camp. And it's like, if you're on a break, it's not technically cheating because technically a break is a breakup. You feel me? I never really understood couples who go on breaks and then if they do what they want to do, if they're on a break, it's technically cheating. How can it be when we're on a break? A break is a breakup to me. So, Allie, yes, she did have a right being upset with Dave because she still was in love with him. And to her, it's like, damn, as soon as we go on a break, you couldn't wait to just like bang another bitch. You couldn't wait to just do whatever you wanted to do, right? But to me, the reason why I got respect for Dave is because he still had the courtesy to tell her that he slept with another girl, even though they were broken up. You feel me? He technically didn't have to tell her shit because they were not together. He don't owe her any information of what he was doing, who he was getting down and dirty with when him and Allie broke up. But because he loved her and figured, I gotta tell her the truth if we plan on having a relationship or anything. You feel me? He told her the truth. So I'm gonna always respect Dave for that shit because, like I said, if it was me, I feel like I wouldn't have to owe my partner shit because it's like me and you were broken up, and I just felt like since I'm single, I'm down to do whatever I want to do with anybody. But if I love you, yes, I'm going to tell you that I did fool around with other people while me and you were broken up because I'm gonna try to get with them like that. And if I'm trying to get back together with you, then yes, I gotta tell you the truth. But now that when I watch season 11, I do feel like from the beginning that Ellie kind of treated Dave like shit. Like I said, you and him have the entire summer to spend every moment together, and you rather spend it at some goddamn summer camp. Whatever. It's the same thing with Claire, right? And this season, they couldn't wait to just put Claire in another relationship. When her parents were divorcing, I feel like they should have made that her own individual storyline. Because they were doing something good with that in season 10. But season 11, when she actually saw that they were getting a divorce, like she saw the divorce papers, I feel like it should have made her commitment phobe. I feel like it should have made her afraid of relationships. Because at first, she was like, what the fuck was her and Jake doing? They weren't in an exclusive relationship. They were like casual dating. And then it just turned serious. I feel like she shouldn't have been in a relationship with him, period. And if she was going to be with Jake, it should have been strictly sex. It shouldn't have been no holding your hand and going out on dates. It should have been strictly sex. Like, I feel like her seeing her parents get divorced and seeing the divorce papers should have sent her off the deep end. Instead, you were so quick to put her back in a relationship with someone that she didn't already see herself being with for the near future. That made no sense. I feel like her relationship with Jake should have been something off the deep end. I feel like it should have been strictly sex. That's just how I feel. My opinion. This season had one of the weakest fucking finales ever. Finale was so fucking boring. I literally cannot wait when I do my Degrassi Rick and season finales, because I'm going to be really fucking excited when I do that shit. Yeah, I ain't really got too much to say when it comes to season 11. I think I named a lot of good things I like about it. I like when they solidified that Drew and Bianca will get back together in the end. I didn't like how they wanted to randomly put Claire and Eli back together after them being broken up this entire fucking season. And then Eli's character did nothing in season 11. You just pop him back up out of nowhere just to show Claire, oh yeah, I am still here. Claire, you was not checking for Eli at all when you was with Jake, and even after you and Jake broke up, you weren't checking for him. So I didn't like how they was like, oh yeah, we just gonna put y'all together randomly. You know, ain't nobody gonna be mad about it. But with Drew and Bianca, they've been broken up since episode 5. Again, they've been broken up an entire season for too long. I feel like they should have been got together. I don't know what the fuck took them so long to get together. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to give season 11 an 8 out of 10, simply because it had a lot more episodes that I liked more than season 10. This is my season 11 review. Catch you guys in my season 12 one.